it here, or will it follow the other middle distance races of this evening, where some athletes have looked just a little tired? Other good athletes out there who deserve a mention, of course. Genevieve Lacaze of Australia, 9th in Rio and 12th in the 5,000 to boot, improving to 9:14 in Paris last week, where so many athletes ran personal bests. It was quite astonishing. Colin Quigley in Paris approaching new ground with 9:20, although she was only 9th in the French capital. Well, Stephanie Garcia slots into 2nd place. Had a frustrating time, did the American, at the US trials. Finished in 5th place. There was so close to a place in the Rio squad. Her legs just going from under her, really, down the home straight in Eugene all those weeks back. A Tweegong it is from Garcia. Jepkoech in 3rd place. And Steve, one just gets the feeling that maybe the world record holder Jebet feels her season's fastest running, at least, was played out in Paris.
Yeah, I agree, Tim. I mean, I think if she'd run 8:57, something like that, 8:56 even, she might have given this a bit of a go tonight. But she didn't do the Bubka thing, did she? You know, she ran as hard as she could, as great as she could run, and she absolutely tore that record apart. 8:52.78. That doesn't leave her much room, does it? I mean, you know, to have another go a week later, less than a week later, that really would be asking something. They put it on as the last big track event because of what she did last week, but I'd be surprised, very surprised, if she goes very close to 8:52. Something under 9 minutes would still be impressive.
Garcia is in 2nd place, Jebet in 3rd, and then Kiyeng in 4th. And behind her is Jepkoech in 5th. They are very stretched out. Emma Coburn doesn't look too interested in a quick pace tonight. She's back in, what, about 8th place, just leading that 2nd group with a long blonde flowing locks. The Bubka reference Steve was making, for those of you who may not have been around or may not know, is that Sergei Bubka set 35 world records indoors and out in total, and he used to make a habit of improving the world record by 1 centimetre and then putting his poles away and saying, nope, that'll do. That the cynical theory was that it's because his shoe company bonus was enacted every time he got a world record, and why put it out of sight for yourself? And of course Steve's reference to Jebet therefore was the fact that she put it out of sight for just about everybody else probably last week, with a 6-second plus improvement in Paris in this same discipline. But as they approach 1 kilometre, Steve, maybe the pace is pretty respectable. We'll get a better idea when they get that first split. They were looking for 3 minutes at 1K. Tweegong doing a pretty good job. Interesting to see Garcia up there mixing it.
Yeah, well, they've been asked, as I said here, to go through, and they've gone through pretty quickly, haven't they? Just coming up there, 2:57. So the very fact that you mentioned Coburn and Lacaze and all of them, I mean, there's some people going to hurt you. You've got the youngster Chepsall right up there. She's got a chance of a world junior record. She keeps running at this sort of pace. She's another bright young talent, and Jebet herself is so young. The question now for me, Tim, is can Garcia keep this pace going? She's a good athlete, very good athlete, and they're going to be hoping, that little group of 4 there, that she can keep moving this along. Because if she does, we definitely will be in for a fast time. Oh, Garcia's fallen.
Oh, and I was just thinking that Garcia was beginning to look rather like an unannounced 2nd pacemaker up there, but she's gone, and I hope she's okay. And it's those 4 out in front at the water jump, which they negotiate okay, but Garcia is down and out.
She was meant to do the 2nd pacemaking. That was her job, but it's unfortunate she's fallen there. She was asked to kind of push it on, but now it's between them now. They've got to do it themselves here. And Jebet, who is a natural front runner, Tim, if she wants another quick time here, she knows she's got company, but she really needs to put her foot down. Looks to me as though they're slowing a lot as Coburn and others start to close a bit.
Well, 4 laps to go. There's still plenty of this race to unfold. They haven't reached halfway yet. Coburn, who quite likes to front run and can hurdle with either leg, of course, beginning to ease away from Diro Nida and that 2nd pack, which includes Lacaze, Naimbiri and Asefa. And she might yet close up on this quartet out in front, although I suspect Jebet can push along very strongly from here. Remember, she beat Kiyeng, the Olympic silver medalist, in Paris by some nearly 10 seconds. I think it was about 9 seconds, the gap between them, come the finish line. Little stutter there at that barrier as she approaches this water jump with 3.5 laps to run. But she's quite happy to take it on. And that's a tough old tactic to try and match, because front runners, if they're strong, if they're good at it, if they're determined, well, there is nothing you can do about it. What are you going to do? Come round them and impede them? Actually get in their way? First of all, you've got to run pretty fast to get there. And as I say that, with 3 laps to run, so Kieng is just letting that gap grow back to between herself and Jebet, and Jebet, I should say, with Chepkoech back in third, Chespol in fourth. The gap's growing all the time.
Yeah, Chepsol, 17 years of age, looking a little tired now, but running quick. But Emma Coburn has got her on her sights now as Jebet just stutters into that hurdle, into that barrier. They're still running well, and now hasn't got this race won yet, but there's some interesting battles developing behind. Chepsol, you can see in fourth place there, desperately trying to hang on. And as Jebet is losing ground on each barrier, she's normally not too bad, Tim, but tonight just checking into the barriers, not getting away as much as she'd like through 2,000 metres.
Yeah, 6:03 at 2,000. That was a 3:05 that second kilometre after a 2:57 opener. Well, that obviously took its toll on all of them but she, because that 6:03 has seen everybody else ease back. And Jebet now won't get the world record, that's for sure. It could still be a very impressive run, perhaps something under 9:10. But as she comes through with 2 laps to run, she has about 15 metres on Kieng, who must be getting sick of the sight of her former compatriots back. Chepkoech is in third, isolated. Emma Coburn now moves into fourth place, as you can see there, with 2 laps to run. And it's Chepkoech in the sights now of the American. She's mixed it so well, race after race, with the Kenyans and the best of the rest in over these last few weeks. And she tends to judge her races really well. She's good on the flat. She's run 4:05 for 1,500, and I've no doubt she can take a few seconds off that. By contrast, Steve, the bizarre thing about these Kenyans, and indeed the Bahraini, the world record holder Jebet, is that they haven't worked on their flat speed at all. And that tells me, just common sense should tell you, that they can go better over the barriers if they improve their flat speed.
Well, when you think that Jebet, 8:52, I mean, there's a lot of women would like to run 8:52 just for a flat 3,000. 9 minutes is considered international standard for 3,000 metres. Once you get below that, you get below 8:50, you're starting to be able to win certain level races. So that's the calibre of her performance. So she comes round to take the bell now. I mean, she is so far ahead tonight, but is ahead of everybody in a general sense as well. It won't be a world record tonight, Tim, but I think I agree with you. She must at some point be able to go quicker when she chooses to.
Ruth Jebet then into the final lap, just over 300 metres to run. Top right of your picture, there she is, into the back straight now. This will round off the most astonishing season from Jebet. Just 19 years old, can you believe? She's still a youngster, still indeed, and under 20. Little glance up at the big screen just to check the gap behind her. She will see that Emma Coburn has moved into third place. She has caught Chepkoech and is working hard with 2:50 to go to close up on Kieng, although I think that might be a target too far down the track. But Jebet accelerates into the final water jump, negotiates that okay. She's a lovely, fluid little runner. High shoulders, powerful. Her first big title, Jebet, was the Asian Games title 2 years ago. Now she's Olympic champion. She's world record holder. And after a run of this calibre, she will be the diamond race winner. She came here 4 points to the good. She'll win by a much bigger margin than that as she crosses the line in 9:07. Looked pretty comfortable, frankly. Kieng in second place there. And Chepkoech in third. In second, rather, as Emma Coburn comes through in third place. And Coburn has to be very, very tired. The athletes going to the well at this stage of the season, especially the Americans, who have to reach a pretty high